basically banking on Lawler being upset, being fired up, coming out, because we have seen in the past Lawler coming out fired up and maybe not fighting his best. Trigg also saying that this fight will undoubtedly end violently.
He always pushes the fight right here, and this is what he needed to do. Take the fight to the ground early, because Robbie Lawler is an excellent wrestler. Trigg's more, I guess, experienced in wrestling than Robbie is, but Robbie has some devastating power in his hands.
Robbie Lawler just needs that one bomb. He lands that one bomb, and he can end the fight just like that.
It got to the point in the weigh-ins that the promoter thought he had to run in to separate him because they thought they were going to throw blows right there.
Lawler connecting here on his back. Some of these going to the back of Trigg's dome. Yuji Shimada not concerned with it until that one right there. Lawler trying to become the first-time, two-time world middleweight champion in the Icon ring. Trigg is the title holder. Trigg won it by defeating Mayhem Miller via TKO.
Robbie using a butterfly guard here. It's good to kind of elevate, create some space. If he can pummel both hands inside, he can possibly sit up and create a scramble. That's it.
And Yuji will stand him up, much to the pleasure of the Blaisdell crowd. They're up and up again. Lawler came with the jab, Trigg with the takedown.
Trigg got in deep on that one, finished well. It's exactly the fight that Trigg wants to be. Quick takedowns, keep the fight on the ground, trying to grind them out.
It was not long ago that Trigg, according to his own records, was just lying around the house, eating potato chips, getting fat, he said. And then TJ Thompson, promoter here for Icon, called him up and kept trying to convince him to fight for the middleweight title. He said, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. And he claims he has refound that love. He has refound that passion.
Now he says he fights for the love of it. He was at that time 230 pounds. Nice takedown. Textbook wrestling technique right here by Frank Trigg.
Beautifully done. The champ with the top position once more. Lawler getting free for that quick left. 2.5 minutes left in this round one. Five-minute rounds. A grueling distance fight. Always the case for a title fight.
Robbie wants to pace himself as well. He comes out too hard. It's a long 5-minute rounds.
I think that may have been what Trigg was banking on when he did pull off the move yesterday. Trigg landing some punches. Leaning in again, keeping the pressure on ruthless Robbie Lawler.
2 minutes.
Robbie doing a good job keeping that butterfly guard. Also prevents Trigg from putting a lot of pressure on him as well.
Good left by Trigg. Trigg is so strong. We saw what he was able to do against Mayhem Miller, basically throwing him around in ways that we have never seen Mayhem Miller thrown around.
Trigg will wear you down. He just keeps on grinding out the takedowns, chopping you down, chopping you down.
So is the science of trigonomics.
Nice little sweep by Robbie to stand up. His head strapped.
A lot of knees to the face there from Trigg. And Trigg just working up and down, applying his scheme.
Textbook switches right here. Every time he gets up, he goes shoots for a double. It's the first time actually in the fight that Robbie has a decent position on Trigg.
Robbie wants to create some distance. He wants to let his hands fly. Trigg is not allowed him to do that for the most part here in this round one.
Trigg's done a good job at getting head control, head positioning, switching top to bottom.
Keeping Lawler in the defensive mode the entire time. There's an abdomen shot from Lawler, and that can ring somebody's bell easily. Take the air out of him.
It's like Robbie, I wonder if Robbie's a little gassed here.
30 seconds. Keep it going, round one. There's a leg chop from Trigg. Trying for the combo. Made some noise, but Trigg right back at him. Combo of his own.
Looks like Trigg is switching gears here. Nice switch. Go up top, throw a couple bombs.
they come.
And go back to the takedown.
Last few seconds of this round 1. There's the horn. Trigg mixing it up so well in that round 1. He only needs that one. He just needs that one.
You got to think too that Robbie's still a kid. He's very, very young. See if that kind of weighs into it. Robbie's also very devastating with that left leg kick to the head.
Really doing. You hear the chop. You can see it and hear it. Trigg coming with a couple of fists. Jab from Lawler to the eye of Trigg. Trigg had to wipe off perhaps some perspiration that got into the eyeball. Trigg pulling Robbie down.
This is where his training with John Lewis is going to come in. John Lewis is an excellent jiu-jitsu and MMA trainer.
Under one arm, over the other arm.
Let's see what John Lewis taught Frank Trigg off his back.
Trigg talked a lot throughout the week coming into this fight about his condition and how well conditioned he considers himself to be.
This fight he didn't look as ripped as he did with, oh nice.
Lawler got him with that one. Comes back up top. Goes body and then head again.
Robbie's creating a lot of space first. Allows him to generate a lot of power with those punches.
Some sweat flying there, but not a purely clean shot from Robbie Lawler.
I was saying that Trigg didn't look as ripped as he did against Jason Mayhem Miller, but Robbie Lawler, man, this is the best I've ever seen him look. He looks ripped.
In fact, when he weighed in yesterday, he was wearing sneakers. Weighed in well under the 185 mark. He was very confident he would make that, and he did.
It's like Robbie's getting a little sloppy with his hands here.
How about the exchange there? A good right from Lawler. Trigg reaches. You're right, Lawler. As far as aesthetically speaking, he looks incredible. Similar to what we saw when he first defeated Nico Vitale to win the title.
Nice scramble away from a single leg there. Robbie Lawler. This is what Robbie wants to do. Defend those takedowns, start chipping him out. Nice right left hand there.
He's going to shove Trigg into the corner. Trigg coming with the knees. So wily, the veteran, has been through.
Oh!
Big left by Lawler.
His eyes are wide open.
Finish the job. Trigg falling to his back. Lawler trying to become the first-time, two-time world middleweight icon champ. Can he finish the deal?
Robbie needs to open up and start landing those punches. Trigg did a good job of recovering his guard here. You see his eyes got huge after that blow and then landed on his back.
We said Lawler only needs
2 minutes.
He got that one. Can he come up with one more? They stand up again.
Trigg's hands are low.
There's a left from Lawler. Trigg is dazed. Lawler with the uppercut. Lawler smiling back. Trigg goes down again.
Oh, right in the nose with the knee.
Lawler, can he finish? Can he put the hammer to the nail?
Direct contact landing right to Trigg's nose.
And the blood is leaking from the nostril of Frank Trigg.
Robbie is tired right here.
Both fighters exhausted.
1 minute.
Lawler so close. He can feel it. He can sense it. Under a minute to go here in round 2. And Yuji will stand him up. Yuji Shimada. But he's going to have Trigg looked at. They're going to stop it with 40 seconds left in round 2. Shimada wants the doc to check out Frank Trigg's nose.
Phenomenal work. This is the game plan that Robbie Lawler wanted to do. Stuff those takedowns, let his hands go.
Lawler continues to come with it. Trigg appears
30 seconds!
This Vicious uppercuts by Lawler.
Lawler thinking finish. Lawler thinking title.
Oh, here comes Trigg.
Trying to mount a comeback. Two champions in their own right. Lawler, a former champ. Trigg, the current champ. Fighting like champions.
You guys the shit.
Lawler could smell it in that second round. Now can Trigg reach even deeper down into his psyche, down into his character.
Robbie's tagging away at that jab right to Trigg's nose.
His first couple jabs getting through cleanly, too. Another one. Trigg closing the gap. Trigg looks somewhat worn here, Mike.
Still stalking, though. It's still stalking Robbie.
And Trigg going on the offensive. Trigg starting to connect, and he has a heavy hand. Trigg turning things around.
Robbie's rolling with those punches, though. A lot of it's not getting in. Maybe he's trying to have Trigg empty his gas tank out early. Good hits by Robbie. Pushes straight down to the guard.
Lawler trying to pass there.
He needs to cover that leg. He's doing a good job covering the leg. Trying to try that arm up. Open up Trigg's head.
Lawler's corner. All the boys at Militant Fighting System telling him sit on that leg.
And Lawler passes right here. Excellent position.
Opportunity knocking here for Robbie Lawler.
Good job by Trigg recovering that guard.
Lawler doing his best not to let him. We thought it would be an all-out battle, an all-out war. Trigg and Lawler to the end.
3 minutes.
And Robbie has been content with letting Trigg come to him. And as you said, it looks like he's trying to roll with those punches, but very dangerous. Rolling the dice.
He's roping it open, but those punches are getting in from Trigg. He's not totally blocking them.
Good left there by Trigg. That one definitely getting through. How about Frank Trigg? How many others could have taken the punishment passed out by Robbie Lawler and still be ticking, still be going?
Robbie fires back with a left.
That uppercut has been devastating here. Blood splashing into the face of Yuji Shimada. These two fighters at the very brink of exhaustion. Left by Lawler, a right jab, and Trigg stays in there with the takedown. Hangs in there. This has become a bloodfest.
Great whizzer by Lawler. Come back, scramble back up.
Both fighters bleeding profusely.
Trigg trying to use that head control.
Trigg dripping hardcore from that nose. Lawler covered.
We've got 1 minute and 39 seconds for his prediction to come true.
Out of time taken. Both fighters using that rest to their advantage. Another jab that splashes the blood.
Nice 1-2.
Another jab from Lawler, peppering that nose. Left that connects. Trigg hanging in there. Big right, that one didn't quite get there. Big left from Trigg, tried to follow it up, but Robbie getting out of the way. Robbie looks fresher. Robbie looks more determined. Robbie looks like he's on the prowl. Trigg, ever the warrior, hanging in there.
1 minute.
He's still stalking Robbie. He's taking some shots, but he keeps on pressing the action.
Another solid left from Lawler.
Anybody said that Trigg can't take a punch has to watch this fight, because Trigg has been taking some great punches by Robbie Lawler, still standing there.
Yeah, they should eat their words the way Trigg is eating some of these punches. How about the knee by Trigg? Trigg putting together a little rally. 30 seconds remaining here in round number 3. What has become a brutal, bloody war between these two consummate champions.
Nice left hand that sneaks into the chin of Trigg.
Lawler with an uppercut. That uppercut hurt Trigg in the second round, may have done so again there. But Trigg hanging in there continuously. There's the horn of round 3. How Trigg is still going. This is what combat fighting, this is what mixed martial arts is all about. They'll stand toe-to-toe again. Lawler continues to connect, although not with the might that he did on some of the flurries in early round 3 and back in round 2. Trigg again.
Trigg peppering him.
Putting together a combination. Trigg goes back to what he did in round 1, mixing things up.
Still a lot of power left in Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, that was all leg strength right there.
Hands up, baby, hands up. It's you, Frank, tell you. 1-6. Follow it in. Yeah, like that, follow it in. Keep it up, keep it up. You're hurting him now.
Now Trigg continues to push and take this fight to Lawler.
Trigg measuring with that jab and coming in.
Both fighters look like their tanks are running on fumes.
Trigg running on hard right now.
Another big left by Lawler.
Nice combination there.
But Trigg coming back with a combo of his own. This has been the theme. When it appears as though Trigg could take no more, Trigg comes back and delivers some punishment. There's the combo, there it is! And this one is over! Robbie Lawler returns to icon glory in the middleweight division.
What an explosive end to this incredible fight.
And Trigg still down in the corner. A valiant effort, a courageous effort. But in the end, Robbie Lawler was too much. Robbie Lawler, too explosive. Robbie Lawler, now the champ again.
He's just so exhausted. He looks in very, very bad shape.
Winner by
Doctor's
knockout.
right there checking on him.
Ruthless
Trying to get some air
Robbie
into him.
Lawler.
Gets his breath. You don't want to go on his mouthpiece taking off. He just wants maximum air to get some air in. Spewing blood.
Trigg being tended to, but you're right. Right now, he's just trying to get as much air as possible. Let's watch the finish of this fight here. This was devastating. This was brutal. Watch this last punch right there. Definitely